Let's look at this next one. It is getting mild and lengthy. All right, but our strategy is not going to change. So the first thing that I want you to do is to factor that last denominator. How does that last denominator factor? X. Perfect. I know you said that, but that was perfect. Is that you, Maggie? Yeah. Yep. So please remember, just like in the problem on the quiz where you have to factor, remember we factor here too if we can. We have not been able to, up to this point, factor our denominators, but this one factored. All right, is everybody with me? All right. Now, this time, in every numerator, I'm going to put two things. I'm going to put an x and an x plus 4. So I'm going to put an x and an x plus 4, an x and an x plus 4, an x and an x plus 4. I'm not doing anything tricky. I'm doing everything by the book. And as long as you do that, it's all, you're going to do every problem the same. It's all going to work out right. Don't try to shortcut. Now, what happens? Well, right here, nothing happens. I'm just left with 2x times x plus 4. That's what I have here.
With the bottom be x and then x squared plus 6.
Okay, don't say anything. Just wait. So this is what I have. For my first term, this is what I have. Brendan, you've been joining my heart. All right, now, the second one. What happens here? Something happens here. These are going to cancel, and all I have left there is minus 3x. And then, all of this cancels, and all I have left is 12. My job was to get rid of those fractions. So I multiplied by x and x plus 4, because between the both of those, everything's gone. I mean, every denominator's gone, right? So now I've got 2x squared plus 8x, I'm just distributing, minus 3x, minus 12 equals 0. I'm going to go ahead and bring that 12 over.
That would be plus 5x.
So now 2x squared plus 5x minus 12 equals 0.
Yeah.
Now, since you are literally solving this equation, you're not graphing it or anything like that, you could use the quadratic formula if you wanted. No, I don't think so. So let's try this again. So because that's a 2x squared, I'm going to have a 2x and an x. Now, there are lots of choices for 12. 12 and 1, 3 and 4, 6 and 2, right? Lots of them. But I can see that if I put a 4 here and a 3 here, what are the outside terms going to give me?
X plus 4, and then x.
No, what's 2x times 4? 8x. What's this? 3x. 8x minus 3x is 5x, right? So I'm going to make that a minus and a plus, and I'm off to the races.
Wait, hold on. You said, no. When you say outside terms, what do you mean?
Outside.
Minus
Like
3
when you
plus
flip.
2. I was right.
So what are my answers? 7 equal to 0. So 3 halves. 4 negative 4. Did you Oh, you got a problem.
What's the problem?
Subtraction.
That one's extraneous. Can anybody tell me why I have to throw out -4?
Use that.
No, it can be negative, that's not the problem. Maggie?
Is it because we canceled it in the equation in the beginning?
Well, it builds on that. What happens, let's suppose I want to check my answer. What happens when I put -4 in here? I get a 0, and you can't have a 0 in the denominator. So you've got to be on the lookout for bad answers. We didn't make any mistakes, but that's a bad answer. It just happened. You can't have -4.
So if I have it on the quiz,
You throw it out.
like we call it points if you don't cross that out.
Sure. Now the ton, of course, Ben, because you got that far, you did a really good job. Yeah, we're gonna do one more. Okay, so here we go, one more.
Oh, it's a crazy method. So, could you factor this one?
What?
Could you factor this one?
Are you talking about this next problem I'm doing? Yes. When you, guys, stay focused. When you look at the problem like Brendan has done, he said, uh-oh, it looks like that last denominator will factor.
You get X
So
minus
I
1.
am going to do that. So Brendan, how do you think it factors?
X minus 1, X plus 1.
I think he's right.
I also think.
And just a little hint, most of these problems are rigged. And so very often, I'm not promising 100%, but very often, that one will factor into these two. I mean, it happens. When you pull a problem out of the textbook, that's what's gonna happen. So if you can't figure out how to factor it, start here. Okay?
Oh, the next one too.
Now, what am I gonna multiply this time so that I can cancel out every single denominator?
Did you split it?
X plus 1, X plus 4. Oh, minus 1. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awake. Good job. X minus 1, X plus 4. X minus 1, X plus 4. Now again, those of you that are trying to think of shortcuts and all that stuff, go ahead. But I'm telling you, this will never fail you. All right? Now, what do we do that for? Well, hopefully we can cancel something.
So X plus 4 out.
Here, this is gonna cancel, so I'm gonna have left 4x, x minus 1.
Yes.
I'm gonna multiply that out, but not yet, it's too much for me to do.
X plus.
Now I'm gonna cancel these, and I have plus 3x plus 4,
Yeah.
and then equals, oh, shoot, 15? So yeah, I'm gonna use my distributive and subtract the 15, so 4x squared minus 4x plus 3x plus 12 minus 15 equals 0.
Could be a negative X.
Did everybody keep up with all that? So 4x squared, these can add to give me negative x, and these can add to give me negative 3.
Yes.
Now again, since we are simply solving the equation, we want to know what x equals, you are allowed to use the quadratic formula if that's what you want to do. But I'm going to factor it because those other problems require me to be able to factor. So, I'm going to put a 4x and an x, and a 3 and a 1.
Negative.
And this is my guess. Just like you, I guess. So I'm gonna FOIL it out. So 4x squared minus 4x plus 3x minus 3. Does that give me what I want?
Yes.
So there are my factors. So what are my answers then? This was my check, it's not part of the problem.
Negative 3/4.
Negative 3/4. And 1? Now, are either one of those gonna be bad news in my problem? The one's gonna be bad, because again, if I go to check it and I put it in right here, if I put 1 in right here, I have 1 minus 1 in the denominator. Not allowed. So I'm gonna cross that one out, and the only answer to the problem is negative 3/4. There are some problems where both answers are fine. And there are some problems where neither answer is fine. And it just happens.